What's going on, Paul, bro? Thanks for coming in, dude. So we're gonna have to set up a camera setting because we're gonna have to. I'll try to. Hopefully, this isn't too loud. Because I'm gonna heat up some Pepsi stickers and some stickers I want to take off my boat, and gonna clean up some of the dried up seaweed I got in here. What's up, Rudy? David, what's up, dude? And what's up again, Paul's Way? I was just chatting with Paul's Way on the phone there. And I was like, you know what? If the family lets me, we're gonna do a garage live. I don't know how long we're gonna get. We'll see. Yeah, just some cleanup. We're gonna take some stickers off. Say what's up to you guys, right? All of us hang out for a bit. That's what I kind of thought. Might be a quiet one. We're in the garage. We got 7 people here. 2 likes. John C in the house. Well, all the OGs are in the house here, right? So it's all of us guys who are always hanging out. Hopefully everybody's having a good week. I've had a bit of a busy one, but good, right? It's all about balance, I guess. My 2 youngest youngsters are honestly still up. It's almost their bedtime, but so hopefully I'll be all right to hang out for a bit. I appreciate it, David. All right, so how are we going to do this? I'm trying to get a better view here where we can all see what's going on and what we're up to. How are we doing this? And where I can still see the chat, too. So that Pepsi sticker's got to come off. So we're going to work on that. And again, just clean up. I don't know if I can, what time is it? 8:41. I can kind of run the vacuum too if I really want to, but that's not good for a live stream. Run the vacuum. Let's see. I want to still be able to read the chat here. Right on. So what you guys been up to? David, you playing hockey? Wait a minute. There's a Leaf game tonight and a Jays game. Is there? No. Hold on. No. There's a Leaf game tonight, though. My bad. I'm pretty sure there is, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, thanks again, David. So I don't know, David, is the Leaf game on right now? Just asking about an update on the score, I guess. Okay, let's unplug. Let's unplug that. No, that's not the one we want. $11 people in the house. We'll get back to a better view where I'm just hanging out and chilling, but let's get these two stickers I want to get off of here. And then, like I thought, okay, and then I'm going to probably start putting like random stickers on here. OUTFISH Ontario one, and then just other things that I'm into or whatever. I got like tons of channel stickers too, but I want to put them on a whiteboard in the basement room, right? And not, but like just... Is that going to be too loud? What do we think? Hang on. You guys let me know. If that's too annoying, we can stop. It won't take long. A little bit of heat for this and it'll... It's not bad. Hey, Karen. Thanks, Paul. Karen, I'm just taking off this sticker. Quick, we got one on each side to take off, and then I can shut this off. John C. Yeah, thanks, Rudy. I'm just gonna let it have enough heat until I know it's gonna peel off nicely, like just perfectly nicely. Nothing against Pepsi. Honestly, I haven't been drinking like regular Pepsi or Coke at all, like either of the two. But what I do is whatever's on sale. So it's not like between Pepsi or Coke I had a favorite. But like for like a year straight, Pepsi was just on sale. Like we're talking $3 cheaper on a case. So then what I'd been doing as I was still drinking pop, I'd whatever was on sale, whether it was Pepsi or Coke. And then sometimes even when Pepsi was on sale, I found myself buying Coke because it's just what I wanted. But I know some people are Pepsi, some people are Coke, some people are whatever. It doesn't really matter, but just trying to ease back on the sugar, right? That's pretty much sugar. And so the reason why I'm not drinking the Pepsi. There we go. Pepsi or Coke. Just to ease up. Try to be a little healthier. To start, you gotta start somewhere, right? Yeah, easily coming off. Oh no, it's leaving goop behind. Not cool. That's gonna be a Goo Gone ordeal for sure. So it's already a bigger job than I thought it might have been. Yeah, we're gonna need Goo Gone for that one. See that? It's all sticky stuff. Maybe because I heated it up too much. You know, maybe the sticky would have come off on the back of the sticker more if I didn't use the heat. Who knows? There we go. You like the cherry Coke, do you? Sweet. Yeah, so look at all that goop. I got Goo Gone on the shelf. We'll get all that off. Look at how dirty this is. And it's just because I haven't. I used to, and I've only used the boat twice this year, or 3 times. 3 times, I think. Well, I used it up north, but I'm counting that as 1 time. I towed it up north once this year when I was up there for a few days, but my shore fishing, I love the shore fishing. I did only get my boat out 1 day, I think, up there, right? So once, and then opener, and then 1 other time in the river. So really 3 times is all I used my boat this year, which is fine. I'd love to get it out once more if nature and everything allows me to, but if I don't, that's fine. There's always next year, right? That's, well, the hope is, as long as I'm living, I'll have this boat, and we'll get out more next year in it. That's the hope. Pepsi all the way, Paul's way, right on. And yeah, that's cool. I like either or. I mean, again, it's whatever's on sale, except once I noticed myself, I was like, you know what, Coke it is, when Pepsi was on sale. But other than that, it's whatever I can get $3 cheaper. That's usually the difference. The sale difference is usually like $3 or something I save. Pepsi for you, Karen? Yeah. Oh, nice, nice. That's cool, Dave. Cranberry ginger ale. Yeah, that stuff's alright. That stuff's good. Wind, wind, wind. It has been. So it's been a good week for me to be not, for me having to rush home from work and all that stuff, you know? It's a good week for that, really, even though next week we got the time change on Sunday, so that's, or what, Saturday. Well, yeah, Sunday morning at 2 a.m., right? Time change. So we'll see though. All fish Sundays for sure. Sundays will be a fishing day throughout the next. Even if it's onshore, it'll be something kind of fishing. I'll try to fish. I mean, I hope I don't have any days off work, right? That's what pays the bills. So I'm working with this time change and stuff. Fishing's gonna be a little sparse. Maybe some quick lives right after work. Quickly. Maybe some night fishing, who knows? We'll see. We'll see how quick this water temperature drops down too. You know, we're watching the weather network. I don't know if anybody else has been. Hey, C. Chester, how's it going? Appreciate you coming in. Sorry, I just looked at the chat. Seeing you there. Yeah, I think we can shut this off here. I can find the off button now. Yeah, so I've been watching the weather network and stuff, and they're talking about Great Lakes water temperatures and, you know, oh, I was covering up a little scuff I had on there. That was probably the purpose of the sticker in the first place, and then obviously it was going to match it on each side. We're going to cover these in stickers, but yeah, definite scuff I covered up there. Oh, we got one more sticker to take off, too. And this is another scuff that I went into Canadian Tire because it really drove me nuts about this scuff I put on here. And I just needed a sticker to cover the scuff. And it's actually on my outboard. But we're just going to pull that off. We'll clean it up with Kugon. And then I'm thinking one of my largest OUTFISH stickers will cover that. Let's take that one off too. And then obviously I'm going to live stream from home. I'm going to be making some baits again. I'm not going to make many big bucktails because I don't use them enough, and I have lots of them. I'm going to make tiny ones like crappie bucktails and stuff like that. And then other ice fishing baits. See, I've already tried to pull this off, but I stopped because I realized I needed heat for this sticker. Yeah, going good. Really good, C. Chester. No complaints. No complaints. As long as my work keeps me employed, I'll be in good shape. And if not, obviously I would just do whatever I'd have to do. But yeah, everything's really good. Thanks for asking. Is that today? Yesterday. Jay's game. There's not a Jay's game on now. It's Leaf game tonight, isn't it? Isn't it Jay's game tomorrow? In Toronto? Back in Toronto? Oh, so right now there's a Jays game on? I didn't know there was another Jays game tonight. I thought they had a back-to-back yesterday. Oh, 2-2. The series is tied. Yeah. My bad. Don't mind me. Oh, really? Oh, thanks, Rudy. I don't really like it. I mean, it's got the Canada flag on it and stuff. Again, I see it in a lot of film if I'm filming. Film picks it up, so I'd rather it just be an OUTFISH Ontario sticker. And Rudy, I went in to get this sticker. I needed the scuff was driving me nuts. And I scuffed it on the top of my garage door, my outboard. So I put this on it. I went to Canadian Tire and I went to the sticker section. Try to just find whatever. And that's all I could actually come up with at the time. I just think it looks better on film if it's just OUTFISH Ontario sticker on there or something, you know? And then maybe a Canada flag beside it. That's what I'm thinking. But let's see. It's not heating up too quick though. It is it? Right on. Man, am I lost on my days? I probably am. I know tomorrow's Thursday, but All right, what do you guys think? Think it's warmed up? This thing's not pumping a lot of heat, you know. Mind me, I'm holding the celly while we're doing this here. Yeah. Well, I feel bad for being, but you guys know I'm busy with lots of stuff and the family and that, and just that sounds really bad. I should be watching the Jays game, but I didn't think there was a Jays game on. I thought it was a Leaf game tonight only. But are you? Yeah. Obviously, the Jays game is much more important at this time of the season, right? That's cool, David. Yeah, this is gonna come off like butter. We're gonna have to goog on it. But I'll show you the scrape I got on here. Why I put the sticker on there in the first place. Look at that. Boom, right there. But once we goog on it, we'll see the... All right. Got a celly holder right here. We'll try that. There we go. We good? Got sound and everything? All right. Just gonna grab this goog on, guys. If that's cool, we'll get this soaking, because this goog on's gonna want to soak on there a bit. Then I'll do some tidying and we'll do some chatting. And oh, okay. Yeah. Friday. Watch Friday. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, we'll do that. I should go live. I know I can't stream the game, but live from the basement or whatever. Yeah, no, I should just be sitting back and watching that game, eh? Or doing something in here with the game at least playing in the background. Let's see if I got this goog on or not. And she's tight in this garage, I tell you. It's gotta do something about it. I'd almost love to have the boat stored for the winter elsewhere. And not in my way. But... okay, goog on. Thought it was on this top shelf here. Oh, I got this guy, I just gotta find it. Where me guys, where is that gonna go? See if my little one there keeps acting up for his mom. I'll have to go up there, but not to give him trouble or nothing, just to settle him down and whatever else, right? We're all built differently, you know? There it is, there's the goo gone. Okay, we don't have as much as I must have used it for something. I do have some, you know. Actually, yeah, I'll throw this tube gun too. There we go. Some liquid wrench. There's not much in there, but hopefully enough for what we need. I'm gonna need a rag, I think, but he's just acting up because of his bedtime. Pinky, what's up, dude? Yeah, that's pretty cool. How you been doing, Pinky? All right, so we have this much goo gone. You guys saw the stickers we took off. We don't have a lot of goo gone here. So I think if I just go ahead and try to get a light squirt over every part and then just let it sit for a minute. I should do that one. Yeah, we got enough goo gone. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just grubbed out and working around the house. Joggers and a dirty white shirt, so I'm supporting our Reef Robber hat. Right. And then also, we're backing it up with the Coke machine toque. A lot of you guys might not know Coke machine for eel fishing. Oh, yeah, the Cook with Ice hoodie there. He'll start doing ice reports soon on Lake Nipissing, so they're always fun. I like to watch his channel when I can. What's up there, G? How's it going? All right, so let's plug this back in. How you doing, G? Fishing, you still have some open zones, so open areas to fish, eh? I mean, so do I, of course. But let's just see if we can soak this goo gone around a bit. I don't know if goo gone has a shelf life or not, but literally that's not. All right. I might have to go, guys. We'll see. We'll see in 1 minute here. We'll see. Yeah, like I said, I almost wish the boat was out of the garage for the year. Because then I could, have some more open space in here. I used to have it like a hangout in here when there was just motorcycles in here. But once the boat came around, this boat stayed inside and this thing jammed up on me. What's going on? I don't know, there we go. I don't know if this stuff has a shelf life or not, but you'd think I put enough on there in the first place to... Goo adhesive remover. It's definitely not a Goo Gone review or nothing. Just trying to get the sticky stuff from these stickers off of here, but it really didn't do anything. I don't know, I did let it soak on there a bit. The stuff does work. I've used it a lot. I mean, look at the bottle. It's almost gone. Like, Goo Gone is a good product for, and normally for what I'm doing with it. I don't know. Liquid wrench. I'm gonna see if this penetrating oil will eat at it a little bit. That, or I need like a thinner, or like a tiny bit of nail polish remover. Not nail polish remover, maybe, but that's the trouble here, eh? I think it's not going to be a win. I mean, it's a win that I've gotten. It's okay. I mean, the Goo Gone is breaking it down. One of the two things are. But, yeah, you see that? And then I can probably scrape it off with a piece of plastic or something. What's up there, Steel City? Steel City was just playing a fishing game online. Or a fishing game. Alright, yeah, Paul's way. Right on. What are we gonna use here? We're looking for a scraper. I mean, I found this sitting in here. I think that'll work. So between the Goo Gone and the liquid wrench, it is breaking it down there. Whether it's the Goo Gone or the liquid wrench, I have no idea. But I think we wiped off most of the Goo Gone, but the Goo Gone was beating at it in the first place. But there, see, we're getting it off regardless, so. Again, what a mess. I almost need like some spray 9. I've never let this get that dirty and stay that dirty. Like all this stuff here and just caked on mud, and it's from its last outing though. Like it's not like it's from, you know, all year or whatever. It's from the troll bucket and like seaweed and stuff. Like, you know, when I throw it out or bring it in, I set it right down here and just seaweed attached to it and dirt or whatever. Well, no, we took off these Pepsi stickers I had on here. One on each side, and then I took off a different sticker on the back of the boat. I've had this in my garage for a couple years. Yeah, I've used this stuff, and it worked well. You know what I used this for? We used to have, I've had this bottle in here for years, actually, now that I think about it. I bought that to remove sap. We used to have some pine trees out front in my front yard there, and the fam van or whatever vehicle be in the driveway here, it just covered it in sap. So finally those trees got cut down, and then so I had to get the sap off. So the Goo Gone worked for the sap and didn't affect the body of the car or nothing. It worked for me anyways. But now that I think about it, those trees have been gone for years. So that's how long ago I bought this. So I don't know if there's shelf life or whatever. I don't know, but it's working. Soak some more on this side. Might as well. I can't believe that's not wiping right off. Some serious river dirt, I guess. That stuff smells citrusy too, almost like that hand cleaner. You know, the grease hand cleaner? That's what it kind of smells like. Man, oh man. All right, let me just throw this up here. You guys get the gist of what I'm doing there, right? There we go. So you guys don't need to see the close-up of me scrubbing at it, right? Is that view better? I know that light's kind of giving us a weird glare too off that mirror back there, but is what it is if you guys are good with it. Sounds like my little dude settled down and my lady got her back into bed, so I think I'm pretty good down here. Yeah, I think the penetrating oil, I think that Goo Gone, I don't know how many years it's been on the shelf. That could be 8 years old. 8 years. Darren, how you doing, bud? How you doing? I appreciate you coming in. Darren, I'm gonna throw you a blue. How you keeping? Long time no see, bro. Everything okay? I've been busy as well. Darren, what I'm doing is I'm taking some goop off. I've been using, I'm peeling some stickers off the side of my boat here. So it's just left like a big sticky gob or whatever. So I'm just getting that off. And then it looks like I'm going to have to pick up some spray 9. I'll spray 9 everything and I'll clean it right up. I got some stickers I want to put on there, like replace what I'm taking off. But I see now that everything's just so filthy. I got to like spick and span everything before I... Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. It's getting dark early, and next week, well, as you know, Darren, you have you're very familiar with the time zone, right? And we're that time of year already, bud, eh? Gets dark early. Next week it's gonna get dark even earlier. But you know how fast time's gone? Clock's back Sunday, yeah. You know how fast time's gone? Well, before we know it, it'll be April again, you know? And we'll enjoy the winter months and do whatever we do. So it doesn't... Dude, aren't we lucky that we get these seasons? I think so. But time flies by so fast, it seems, that it'll be like, feel like, you know, the next 4 months is 1 month. Really. That's the way the whole year's gone, so. Yeah, I do, Darren, yeah. When I can get out, which I be making time for it, like forcing time for it. For the ice fishing. I think I'm gonna book some holidays too for ice fishing, just so I make sure I get that time when there's ice, you know, or like, because really I only have after works available and Sundays technically, and like, you know, so if I can get out every Sunday while there's ice, I will, which I'm sure I should be able to pull that off. I'm hoping. And then, yeah, if I can take a week's holidays, potentially, you never know. Again, 4 ice fishing, and then maybe a couple of days for the family or whatever. Hey, Rudy, I'll suggest you check out Darren's channel. And that goes for everybody in the chat. Rudy, I think you'd enjoy hanging out at Darren's too when he goes live and stuff like that. I'm sorry I haven't recommended you Darren already, Rudy. And anyone else in the chat. But I think you'd have a good time over there, Rudy. As well. Like, you'd enjoy it. Alright, I think I got it. It feels like it's all gone. Again, I'm going to clean this right up right nicely. I'll give it a buffing if I have to. I shouldn't have to, though. I'll try spray 9, and I'm going to go over every part of the painted area on the boat with spray 9, clean that up, and then clean it again, I guess, with something else. And then give it another go over, and then we're going to be ready to put stickers on. It's going to, and I've been connected to Darren's channel for many years now. It's been many years. Probably longer than my longest so on my videos, if we go to like scroll all the way down, or even like shorts, scroll all the way down, I was already subscribed to Darren long before that. Stopping in and hanging out. So it's been some years, actually. Nice quiet live. Paul, you still there, bro? Sometimes we like the quiet lives. Darren come in, that's super cool. Rudy in the house. We saw Steel City, see Chester. I know it's a pretty quiet stream over here. I'm just kind of hanging out. Pardon me, I hope I'm not showing my crack there. But I was chatting with Paul a bit, and I was chatting with Steel City a bit, and I said, maybe I'll go live off in the garage and take these stickers off. Yeah, awesome, Paul. Cool. Well, we like these quiet lives, don't we? My live streams, I mean, always solid folks come in, but very rarely we get fired up on any stream. Even my long forms do better than my... I'm not saying do better. My lives do way better. The good people we're hanging out with in here, all of us that are in here right now. So, I mean, how can this not be any better, right? So this is about hanging out, that's for sure. So I appreciate you guys chilling. And right on, Paul. Look at that goop on there, eh? And then once that's just the goo gone on there now. I didn't just spray that, right? Yeah, so that's goo gone. It is breaking it down. That's goo gone that's been on my shelf for maybe, gotta be 8 years. Gotta be 8 years I've had that on the shelf for. All right. Might have to go. We'll see in 2 seconds here. No one likes bedtime, right? So, my boy, he's just sneaks out of bed is all right. Gets up and sneaks out of bed, and then his mom catches him, and then, you know. Yeah, no, the goo gone is working. We haven't, look at that scrape I got on. And it's not like a damage, it's just literally a scrape. But the goo gone after 8 years is still working. Pond scuzz, this is from the sticker. This scrape, I pulling my boat at like my garage door fully open. I gotta like take an extra step to, that's from my garage door, top of my garage door, the scrape. So I threw that sticker on. It was bugging me tons. It was that Canadian Tire. I went in their sticker section. And I see the sticker in anything I film on the back, like of the boat. So I just want to get, I'm going to put like a Canada flag and an OUTFISH sticker. That's the plan. To cover up that little scrape. And that, well, actually, originally, and I said, and that scrape will always, well, it's a trademark, kind of, you know. There we go. I can't believe how dirty the boat actually is, though, and how that mud has really, usually I give it anything that gets on my boat a quick wipe. Besides that sticky stuff, but I'm saying like mud and stuff. Normally a quick spray and wipe and it's right off. That river mud that's on the side there really baked in there. Nice. Nice. All that goop's off there, and that's all I used, right? For that was the goo gone. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Yeah. What that is. I think that was river mud or something. And it's on there like clay, like it's... There we go, anyways. What's up, Jay Fishing? How you doing? Just taking off some sticker goop there. And then I'm going to add stickers on there, but all this stuff here, Jay, it's all mud. So I'm going to spray 9 like ever, like fine tooth detail the boat, I guess. And then add the stickers when it's mint, super mint. Alright, we're charging that up. That's that underwater. Oops. Why we froze up? Well, there we go. That's actually a clearer view now. That's that underwater camera battery. That charged up. Alan in the house. Alan, where you at? Alan's commenting on videos on the channel. You must not see we're live. How you doing though, Jay? I know I saw that you were live the other day and I was like, I gotta get over there, And I was just super busy with the kids. And you were live for a long time. So I apologize. I did stop in there quick and I know I hit the like. I didn't chat. It was pretty busy, I think, when I was in there. There was a lot of chatting going on. Whew, here we go. So how are things going there, Jay? Okay, we'll use this box as the garbage gathering box. Bait boxes away. Not away, just put them out of the way. I have more baits than I can use, right? Because I mean, you get used to just using And like 5 different baits. Oh, we got a charger for this in here or what? Just need a charger cord and we're good. The boat has power. But we're alright for a few more minutes. Worrying about power. Ponska is pretty much actually Steel City, like on the inside of the boat. Pretty much. But we did get the stickers off. We did get the goop off, really. And then now I just gotta find detail and add the stickers I want to add back there. Give her a vacuum out. I gotta organize some rods. So what's everybody got going on this week? Chilling, working. What are we at? We're almost at Halloween. Friday's Halloween. If you guys don't mind some like racket for just 2 seconds. I'm just gonna check at what percent this battery's at. Like the main cranking amp battery of the boat. 80%. So that's good. I mean, you're not going to get a battery to sit. Well, the fan, it's just got to, once it moves to a certain spot, it's quieter, but might have to warm up a little bit. I'm gonna leave it on just for a minute. I might as well now that I hooked it up. Let's see, actually. Because then I gotta wrap it all up, put the cover on it, and I mean, if there's any chance I can use my boat in the next couple weeks or whatever, I know I don't even gotta check that battery. Just go for it. Nothing going on this week, Rudy? Fair, that happens. Yeah, I get it. Now that definitely happens. I mean, really, the only thing I got on the go, Rudy, is running to work and running home with family. So it's not much different. Not much different. Notice the ad tags, eh? And I've seen that on other channels too. It's just what they're doing right now. In 2 minutes, I'm gonna unplug that and then just check it again and see what it's sitting at without the charge. It'll probably say 100%. Just chilling. See, Chester? Yeah, that's good. Just chilling's good. Even your auto battery. I don't know if... Well, Paul's way's in the house. Paul, what's the battery, your average car battery? What's it going to sit at, roughly, percent-wise? They don't sit at 100% or 90% full at any time, right? 80. That's a good spot for your battery to be sitting at all times, I think, right? Starts dropping below 80 and stuff like that. There might be a concern, right? What do you think? Yeah, about that, right? And now watch, like, so it's set 80. We've had it plugged in for what? I don't know, 2 minutes now. Let me unplug it, plug it back in. As I do this sometimes, and it's like right away, it says it's at 100. There we go. That racket's annoying too, but hang on. Boom. So there. I know it's a smart charger. I've had this for years and years and years too, but oh, it almost went quiet there. But anyways, yeah, 100% now. So it's like, I know that battery is good. I think it's just because, you know, that's its 5th season. That battery's 5 years old. But it hasn't had a lot of abuse at the same time. It's always stayed in a warm... I'm concerned about it. Because 5 years, cranking at marine starting cranking amp. Yeah, I don't think it's a deep cycle. The cranking amp batteries are never deep cycles, right? They're cranking amp battery. Am I right on that? Whoops, wrong one. There we go. All right, let's put that away. Make that all cleaned up. I'll probably bring you guys with me for that somehow. And I charged the front battery. I think I did. Pretty sure I charged that one, checked that one first the last time when I hooked this up to here a couple weeks ago just to check it. And that's where it was sitting a couple weeks ago. The only time that battery dropped down to like 0 on me or whatever is when I left that fish finder running for a couple weeks or whatever. And then I was worried right away that, oh man, I'm gonna definitely need a new battery coming up. Then I took a charge and it's been champ since. So but I mean, how many years am I gonna get out of it? Even if it's just not getting a lot of use and it's, you know. So I think one way or another, it's got to be something that's on the list to be replaced, even though it's perfect and it's like the day I got it. If it's not broke, don't fix it, but prepare yourself to buy another one, you know. And if I did that, I could just add it in here. I can run my battery boxes. I can get another one of these, and I can actually run 2 of them side by side this way, right there. Something like that, though, but then the gas can goes on this side. So you want to go weight balance, right? Weight balance your boat as best as possible, just like anything. Hauling a trailer, doing whatever. Balance the load. Not common, yeah. Hey, what's up, Marines? Thanks for coming in. I was chatting with some friends there on text, and I was like, yeah, let me go live. And we got some goop off. We took off 3 stickers. We used Goo Gun to get the goop off, and then check this battery. And we're closing things up here for this, anyways. And, I got to get some spray 9, and I want to spotless the boat and then add some more stickers to it. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully you had a great day. Hope everything's good, Marines. Light, hey guys. Okay. What's that? You gotta be careful, guys. I don't want to show you guys my butt or whatever, you know, just in case, right? I got that plumber's build, you know. All right, let's go this way. We go this way, and then we come back up through the teeth. What I don't need to have to go super tight with that. Bottom line, it's on there. If the battery tries to slide, it's not going to go anywhere. I can tighten it right up, but I'm just going to leave it like that. Again, it's not going nowhere. Keep a couple wrenches here. I keep my oil filter wrench there. I spilt a pop in here, so like the floor is a bit dirty. But we're going to get that cleaned up. Guess what I'll use is my shop vac, because I'm going to really scrub it down. And then let the water go into the back, and then shop vac it out. We got there. Alan, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, Alan, for the continued membership. I really appreciate it. How you doing? I saw you comment. I just mentioned you a few minutes ago. I saw you comment on something on the channel there. I couldn't see it. It just popped up quick. But I said, oh, Alan's on the channel. I was hoping you were going to pop in and say hello. Appreciate you, Alan. How's it going? Good old Alan. Yeah, guys, Alan. Appreciate you, Alan. Solid dude. Got a lot of wisdom, too. Alan does. What's up, Ewas? How you doing? Appreciate you coming in, dude. Honestly, we were just removing some stickers. Then we removed the goop from the stickers. Because you know when you take stickers off of something, it leaves like a goopy film. I heated it up, too, with the blow dryer. So that could have cost my sticky issue a little more sticky than it needed to be, but it got off the stickers real easy. So I didn't think when you peel off a sticker like that, you're going to have goop on it anyways. We used some Spray 9 that was on my shelf in the garage. I'm going to guess for 8 years, maybe longer. I don't know. I'd have to do some research to figure out exactly how long that was on my shelf for. We had some pine trees that were cut down, and the pine trees were getting sap all over the family van. I don't even think it was that family van. It was the family van before that family van. But I bought it to get the goop sap off after we cut the trees down. I didn't cut the trees down, but the trees were dead. Like it was just, they had their lifetime, and they were replaced with a nicer tree, and the birds eat the berries on them. I might as well clean up this rod while we're at it. I do troll with this rod. I'll throw it out and throw a bait behind me. It works good. I bought this rod. Man, it's so long ago. Bill's Bait and Tackle. Oh, man. They had a spring sale. Well, I think it was one of the first years they moved to that location they're at now. And most people only know of that location. It must have been their first couple seasons at the new location there, which again isn't a new location, but that's how long I've had this rod for. Nah. I could be wrong a bit, but I've had this rod for years. Longer than that goo gone. What's up, Big Dan? Appreciate you coming in. How you doing? How's the rest of the trip gone for you? Are you still in the middle of it? Where we at? Time flies by so fast, Dan. I know, was it the last time I streamed? You were just kicking up for the night? Or maybe the stream before that? Something like that. Yeah, so this rod, it's caught me a lot of fish trolling. It's even good for casting out and fishing for big cats on the bottom, on the banks, but I just always leave it in my boat and I use it for the trolling. It's an eagle claw. You know that? This is, I wonder what year this come out. But you know what? It's a well built and going back a lot of years. So today's exchange and cost of living increase, maybe this rod would be a $300 combo compared to what I paid for it that many years ago. And then this one, super deal. This is what I call the COVID deal. It's nothing special. I have 2 of these rods. One of them my son run one. But this I came across at Walmart for, I just scanned it. It was, again, we were in the lockdowns, masks on. You're lucky even to go to Walmart. That's when I bought this. Like, we were just allowed into, I don't know, whatever it was. Right in the heart of the lockdown. Scanned this rod, and it rod and reel combo, and it came up as like ridiculous. I probably have to ask my lady exactly. I'm gonna say $29.99, something like that. Dude, it was ridiculous. I was like, are you kidding me? We're buying that. But it might have been $22.99. It was ridiculous. And it's a Tiger Shakespeare Catchmore fish. I've caught fish on this rod. I've trolled with it. I've caught walleye on it. I've caught, yeah, I troll with it. I've caught good fish. I've been out in Lake Erie a couple miles out, right off of Turkey Point, and I trolled with this rod. Reeled in some good bass. It's been a good. This line that's on there came with it, and it's still good and thick. It's like a, of course, because this was like a catfish rod, I think, right? That's what they're advertised at, kind of. Anyways, not a bad trolling rod for that price. Real cheap. Real cheap. I have a line counter rod too, but I'm never out in the deep, big Great Lakes or anything like that to use it. You know, like to put dipsy divers on it or something. Okay. Was it? Awesome, Big Dan. Oh, you blew a tire? At 70 miles an hour? Good. They did they? All right. Good to know. Yeah, they saved your entire trip. Perfect. You know, that's nice because, you know, I know a lot of guys with Harleys around here, my little town here. And I know a lot of other people, you know, they've, you know, sadly, I've heard the story a few times where they've, you know, you can never guarantee on how the weather's going to be when you book a holiday. Or most workplaces, people are booking their holidays, you know, 4 or 3 months in advance or whatever. They're planning their year, they're booking their holidays. We don't know what we're going to get. Well, a couple of people I've known, come their freaking holidays, their stater or something goes. And it's like, dude, what? And it's not easy to get into a Harley dealership at any time. Like, really, that's what I've always heard. It's always, you know, it's not like they're going to same day service, you know. So you got hooked up by the sounds of it, which is awesome. Because I'm not trying to be funny. There's a lineup always for that kind of, right? It seems. So if they hooked you up and kept you going, awesome. I mean, that's huge. And so they should have. An awesome dude. That's the kind of, you know, treatment you deserve. And I'm glad to hear that they fitted you in and kept you going on your voyage, you know, trip. Which, that's what I want to buy, Dan. I've been thinking about it, dude. Real bad. You know, part of me thinks, because I've seen a few of them lately, I'm not going to go on long highway trips. So I know we talked about this before, and I thought, okay, I'll find an older Enduro or whatever, just to get something to putt over to a fishing hole or something like that. Real cheap. Cheap insurance, cheap purchase. But then I've been like, well, kind of want a little project at the same time. I'm not going to be able to ride a lot regardless. I don't have the money right now anyways, but it's something that can be put into a, like, You know, like honestly, like an old Sportster, like almost like a little bar bike just to play with. You know, like, you know, kind of customize a little bit. You know, just something. But you know, I can pick one up for $4,500, $5,000, 4,000. See them as cheap for as low as we're talking certified. So it's like, you know, get something with as low as clicks as possible, and just something that I want to have some fun with, and put it up to a pike hole, one of the ones that I fish from the road, and whatever, just put it down for a coffee here and there, and you know, nothing big, like not go on long hauls, long trips. But I'd like that, you know. You know, I have subscribers on here that are all motors. They don't come in and chat or even say much, but my channel was a motorcycle channel before a fishing channel. It was named something else too. But I know one motovlogger posted a video of motovloggers that I had to unsubscribe to because they stopped motovlogging. And I'm on that video. And I'm on some other videos of motovloggers in this area. Riding, man. Riding. Oh, guess what I just found? Found a pinky. Pinky number 3. Big Dan, right on. Sounds like your trip's been amazing. You had a little hiccup. You lost the tire at 70 miles an hour. Your bike just stabilized and just you coasted to the side. Like, you know what I mean? Your bike just, once you blew that tire, you got a big decker, right? Big decker. I mean, anything can happen when you blow a tire. But am I almost right to say that's a good bike to blow it? If you're going to blow a tire at 70, your bike's kind of, it still takes skill. And when something like that happens, your experience comes in, that's for sure, Big Dan, and all that stuff. You know? Hit by lumber, kicked by a semi. Dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's wild, Big Dan. Alright, so what do we got here now? I'm starting to get things organized a little bit. Those 2 rods cleaned up. We got the goo gone done. I've got a bunch of seaweed cleaned up and in a garbage bucket here. Did I miss anyone's comment? Big Dan. Sticker glue too. Alan? Yeah. Pardon me, Alan, if you're still there. Sorry I missed that comment. Yeah. You know what, I ended up using a little bit on the one spot. Like, it seemed like on the aluminum sides, it was holding on to more with the goo gone. At the same time, it gets warm in here, but, you know, when I touch the side, there is a little chill to it. But yeah, so I used, you know what I used on the one side, Alan, just to see if it'd make a difference, was liquid wrench. But the goo gone really just ended up doing the trick. But yeah, alcohol for sure, Alan. Yeah, I when I was getting at it earlier, I mentioned that I'd have to get some alcohol or something. I wouldn't go as far as acetone, or actually nail polish remover. I wouldn't go as far as that. Nail polish remover might take the paint off. You never know. But yeah, alcohol, that would work great. Oh, pardon me. Ewaz. Yeah, you're exactly right. Ewaz, I don't know if you're still there, and I'm sorry for missing your comment. You're exactly right. Eagle Claw back in the day, it was you know, a lot of things are like that though. It seems, right? Still good. I use Eagle Claw stuff. I used Eagle Claw hooks. I use a bunch of different hooks, like Eagle Claws. I will pick up if, yeah, Eagle Claw stuff. I'm definitely not against, but I hear what you're saying. That old Eagle Claw rod, yeah, it's very. Oh man, even the cork work, like everything on it. You're right for the age of it. I'm really happy with it. And from day one, I had two of them. A guy stepped on it and broke it and didn't admit to it. But my buddy seen him do it. Me and my buddy went with this guy in his boat. And yeah, he stepped my rod. I don't know if my buddy said to me, it kind of looked like he did it purposely because I took multiple rods with me. I'll do that. But guess what? That's working towards saying, you know what? I'm going to be my own captain. You know, I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, my other buddy said to me, I swear on it, I saw him do it. And he made it like he did or whatever. And it was, you know, just a memory from the past, you know. So that's okay. That's all good. Are they 3-1? Wait a minute. Leafs are losing 6-1? That's all right. The Leafs can afford the loss. They can. Maybe they're resting up for Saturday. Or are they playing back-to-back? You never know. I haven't looked at any schedule, David, for any of that. Honestly, if I'm up on a weekend late, I'm either trying to edit something or play around with something, or I'm watching someone's stream. Are you, Alan? Are you croqueting a blanket? Really? That's cool. You're croqueting, eh? Nice. Well, Alan, I know my way around a sewing machine. I've worked in the upholstery way back in the day. I actually took like an upholstery course. I made a couch, brother. I made my own. My sister moved out, and I made her from scratch. Technically, I had the frame. I had the couch frame, and then I made my sister her first couch for when she moved out. And yeah, I'm handy with that kind of stuff. And I think the sewing machine part, that's, again, family passed down, I guess. Handy like that as well. Hey, what's up? Dash Sweet L1. Welcome in. Your at tag's not familiar, but I know sometimes people's names and at tags aren't similar. So I might know who you are, but welcome to the channel if you're new. Guys, I'm gonna have to run and just grab a quick charger. Are you guys okay with that? And we should take the rest of this cover off the boat, in a sense, too. Cover can be a pain. You gotta take it off in the driveway before you back it in. Because that's really, there's not a lot of room each side of the garage. All good? Right on, right on. Everybody hit the like. I'm sure everybody has. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Whoops. Man, it's so tough in there. Yeah. I won't be too long. You know, I say I'm not drinking pop because of the sugar, but then I grab a water, which is good. There's no sugar there. But I grabbed a juice box too. And how much sugar's in this juice box? 11 grams. Now that's a big pile of sugar, isn't it? Anyway, so. But what's there in pop? Was it 35 grams or something in a pop? 45? I don't know. I might have a pop can in here. An empty one somewhere to... No, no empties. I'm sure it's 3 times as much in a pop, I guess, probably, than that juice box. We're just going to do it this way. Power box it. What's up, fishy things? How you doing? Fishy things, I'll throw you, blue, bro. How you doing? We're just removing some stickers is what we're up to here tonight. And just a quick live to say what's up, you know? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm excellent. As long as I can keep employed, everything's gonna be fine. Yeah, no worries. Alan's Let's Getting It. He's over here, and he's also keeping busy at home. I'd say he's Let's Getting It. Hey, Alan. Why don't we go through this bucket while we're chilling? I've already gone through this a little bit. I know I need a new battery for this. These are like almost... Oh. No, it's legal. So if I got stopped for safety, I got another flashlight in there. I got lots of flashlights, but that is legit. First flashlight I grabbed. If not, it's a $250 fine if you can't produce a working flashlight. And I don't think your cell phone light counts for it. I could be completely wrong, or it could depend on who stops you. We got some... These are probably good. They're made in the USA. Samantha's Baits. I probably got these from a mystery tackle box. Actually, you know what? That bait. And I just don't use these kind of baits much, but look at the paddle tail on that. Like, picture that thing. That's... We got some Bondi baits. I don't know if they're a Canadian bait or a... No, they're made in Canada. But again, this was... I'm sure I got these out of a mystery tackle box. So, not stateside, but Bondi baits. This is called 15-pack of Bondi worms. Tom's Volcanoes. You know what? I think I've only used a tiny, tiny piece of one of these and tipped them on the end of a spinner. Look at that thing, though. It looks good, eh? Put that under UV and in the water. Dude, I don't know. Dude. I'm smelling plastics, you know? Waterproof flashlight. Yeah, it must be a waterproof flashlight. Well, thanks, David. Appreciate that. David, well, technically, a cell phone light is a waterproof flashlight. Technically. It technically is. Right? This phone went underwater the other day. Tripod went right over. It was submerged. Pick it up, give it a shake. It's waterproof. Good looking bait, yeah, for sure. Yeah. But again, I got this off of I'm sure I got this out of a mystery tackle box over the last so many years. Cool. Basic pro walleye harness, new in the package. What's up, dude? My oldest boy coming in from work. He won't say hi. More of these Z-Man. I'm gonna pull them out and give them a sniff. Why not? This is unopened actually, I think. Oh no, we're opening up here. Let's see what we got. These are quite the, I guess we're gonna call them they're like a long twister. Z-Man baits. Anyways. Yeah. They're waterproof. So technically, I guess, in the court of law, for that $250 fine, a cell phone light would pass. They may recommend you have another one. I mean, I do. I mean, I'm not going with my cell phone light. I got 2 of that style of batteries, and then I got one unopened safety kit that comes with I swear it's a floating flashlight. The ones that come in like the Fox 40s. And then I got extra batteries. I got flashlights for everyone. Boat-wise. If someone is screwed at the launch and forgets something or something, I never want to see anyone getting a $250 fine. And you should be prepared and do a checklist. Everybody knows that. I mean, do a checklist before you use your boat. Make sure you have everything. They're going to ask you if you get a safety check done. A simple, quick check that you have everything before you go is the best way to do it. Yeah. Another worm harness, unused. I'm just going through this box. So what I say, those are all charged AA's, and that's what those safety kit batteries take. Those are just spares, and the safety kits, these ones, came with batteries as well. But just in case. I almost got caught with my pants down once on a safety check. My spouse and my oldest boy, when he was like 2, was with me. And we were in Hamilton Harbor, and we got stopped. And sure enough, they're like, flashlight? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Here we go, right? Boom. They're like, turn it on. I go to turn it on. The battery was dead. And they're like, we don't see it on. I looked, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, hang on. I got another one. I got 2 of everything in this boat. That was an older boat that I rebuilt a lot of years, whatever, a long time ago. It was mint, safe vessel, this and that. And I'm like, I don't know whether I was just flustered for a second. Whoa, guys, we got to use these. Yeah, you know what? That's power bait. That's your Berkeley's power bait flatworm. Man, dude. It's like when I took a look at that and sniffed it and checked this bait out, that would replace a worm on a harness for sure. No problem for a walleye or whatever. Easy. I bet you throw that out on a hook, you're going to catch a channel cat on it too. Catfish, whatever. They stink huffing plastics yet. Yeah, I agree with you. Fishy things. And shows responsibility, and then obviously it's just, saves you any hassle. But yeah, sure enough, I'm like, oh, it's here somewhere. I got it. And I'm looking, and I'm looking. I'm like, okay, where is it? And I guess it was sitting right. It was clear as day. Because my lady picked it up, and she's like, is this it? I'm like, that's it. I showed it, and it still had, I think it was this one, actually. But it still had the battery. Because when you buy these, the battery's on the outside of them. And they're like papered over. So I said, oh, here we go. I said, hang on, I'll put it in. We'll make sure this bin. They're like, no, we're good. Like, good job. Like I was, So, yeah. If not, it would have been a $2.50 fine. I got a bunch of these, and I've caught walleye on these in that river I fish in, throwing them behind the boat. I definitely need to get a cork board because I have tons of baits. These I bought liquidation. Originally they were from Dick's, and then they sent all this tackle stuff up from Dick's, I guess, up to this liquidation place, and I paid 50% less than that price. So I paid $2.50. $2.49 I paid for each one of these in the package. So I bought every one they had. Yeah, so $2.49 a piece, and not bad. I think they're like $11-12 in any other store, I think. Same thing with that. This flicker shad style. Smaller bait. I paid like $2 for it. Really? At a date, now, for the fire extinguisher rule, your boat's got to be over 16-footer and 18-footer to have one. There's a rule. There's a rule on, because I didn't think I legally had to have one for a 15-footer. I think it's to a certain size boat. Or up to at a certain size boat, that's when this law comes in where you have to have a fire extinguisher. To me, any boat, a tin can with a 9.9 on the back should probably have a fire extinguisher, if you ask me. I know we're surrounded in water and stuff like that, but dude, this stuff here to suppress out an outboard that's flaming behind you, you got to do what you got to do. This is going to be... Yeah, so your buddy must have a pretty big boat. I don't think it's 26 feet, Paul. It's simple search. Someone can simply search that. I thought it might have been 16 or 18 feet. Maybe 18-footer. But 26, you think, Paul? Like 26? Simple search. Anybody want to type that in? Paul will sway you near your computer. Or David, either or. Just so we all know. So, we're going to do an inspection on this fire extinguisher then. So, this is a dry chemical fire extinguisher. I already look at it. We're in the safe zone. But, so it's reading good. I've had the job at a workplace before, like the safety rep, where I've had to go around checking the fire extinguishers and initialing them and stuff like that, right? So from what I was taught, that this is still a good fire extinguisher. But, how do we find the date? Got to be a date on this thing, right? Is there an expiry date on these? Is that how they do it, or? Here it is. Hang on. Let's rotate this over. Tells us how to use it. Hold upright, pull pin. Start 7 feet back, aim at the base of the fire. Squeeze lever, sweep side to side. All right, that's what it says there. That's what I mean. No, we're going to look for the date. No, I know, we got to find the date on it. No, because I've heard of that. I know that from what I knew of inspecting it, is if this arrow is outside of that green any which way, it's done. Like it's no good and expired. But inspect monthly or more frequently when required. Check that extinguisher is charged and undamaged. Nozzle is unobstructed. Pin end or seal are intact, and pressure is in operational range, which this one is. See shell bottom for year of manufacture. Here we go. Shell bottom. Shell bottom. Shell bottom. Wouldn't that be the shell bottom? And so what it says is 21S. 21S. So was 2021? Yeah, I bought this in 2021. Hey, right on, Garden. How you doing, bud? Appreciate you coming in. Date should be on the tag on the pin. Yeah, that's how it is at workplaces and that. I agree with you, Steel City. Yeah, that's how it works. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate you, bro. That's what I think it should be. Anything with a motor, really, you should have a fire extinguisher. All right. So, what did it tell us? The date is at C shell bottom for the manufacturing date. So, I guess we're getting a year, 2021. Anyone search up how long they're good for? No, there probably is a year they're going by it. David, are you there? Obviously, so they do expire how many years? Because, I mean, that's bummer too, because, this wasn't cheap. This was, I don't know. Why am I going to think this thing was 69 bucks? We could do a simple search at Canadian Tire and find out. Pretty sure that's probably where I bought it. I think I did. It's a Fox 40. It's a Fox 40 boat extinguisher. But I wonder how many years it's good for, because how fair is that? And I thought, did anyone search to see how long the boat had to be before we had to have one? Paul thought maybe 26 feet. Steel City. Can you search can anyone search if how long until how many years a fire extinguisher is legally good for? I hear you checking on the tag, because at any workplace or any commercial environment or any rental environment or anything like that, yeah, they're tagged and legally have to be checked and signed off on, right? But I don't know, because that's pretty bummer. So, well, it's an expensive, but this thing's still going to work. Even if it's expired, it doesn't mean nothing. It's in the charge spot. It's still going to work. If you ask me, is what I think. 5 years? So I got next year, and this thing's illegal. Well, not illegal, but not going to be. Anyone check to see how long the boat should have to be? 10 to 12 years, depending on legal requirements. So Steel City probably looked up for marine law. 5 years. I mean, it's good for the economy. Someone's got to go and buy another extinguisher. And then better safe than sorry. I get it. I mean, I do get it. But I think this was $59.99 plus taxes or $69.99 plus taxes. I know, like, my jaw didn't drop, because to me, you should be able to have one of these provided to you for no more than $30. Like, you can't put a price on safety or whatever, but well, you can. $30 is all you should have to pay for one of these. Just start getting up there and whatever, but when I buy another, so next year I think I'm still good. This is 21. It's good till 2020. It's only good till the end of 2026, we'll say, right? Because who knows when I bought it in 2021. Oh, 10 years? Okay, so, okay. Well, no, because it can last quite some time. So I don't doubt, obviously, that Dave's buddy had one on there that was over 10 years old. Because this one probably, well, we're going to keep it for 10 years. Again, tomorrow's never promised for anybody. But if I'm alive to see what this status is within 10 years of ownership, so I just need to 2031. We'll be able to. But if I buy it, so 10 years, so I'm good. never mind. 5 years, it's like, dude, if it's still in the charge and it's passing like initial visual, but again, better safe than sorry. As I have to buy another one, if this one's still good, it's just going to have 2 extinguishers at that point. And if a fire does have to start somewhere where I have to put it out with one, I'm going to use the expired one first. You know it. You know what I mean? With the other one in 12 years after date, oh, good, okay. But no, because a fire extinguisher can last a long time. I've seen some old fire extinguishers, and by the looks of it, still in good use. Boom. There's a white comet in the box. Good for shallow water. It might be good for this time of year. White moth hitting the water. Anyways, and it's got the red too. White and red. You should put that in the arsenal. Cast it out in a few places. See if the pike will hit it or whatever. Got an old marine radio here. And this one, the clip broke on it on me. It fell and finally broke. I think I'm gonna, I've had this since I rebuilt my first boat many years ago. Uniden. Worked. It works. It's this thing's worked well. I can probably just order another battery pack for it. It'd be good to go, but we'll see. So I don't really, for this style of boat, you really don't need, like, you know, no super CB systems. Yeah, kind of like a smoke alarm, eh, Rudy? Smoke alarms are really important. These are floating beads. Whatever. I don't know how they ended up in there. Small ice fishing spoon. Dollar store ice fishing spoons. I don't know if has anyone used these before? I think everybody's seen those around. They probably work just fine and great. I just haven't tried them or used them. You never leave home without some of these. And they're stinger hooks. I mean, anybody can make any stinger hook at any time, but these things are super convenient. A 3-pack is $4 plus taxes, and I think that's from the Res Tackle Shop. So I think they could be $4.99, mainly at the other stores plus taxes, but that was $4 no tax, if I remember correctly. But yeah, these are convenient. These little, you know, heat wrapped ends. You stick them over, they're ready to go, you know. Just a little stinger hook. I like to throw them sometimes on baits. Oh, you have some, eh? You haven't used them yet, eh? Yeah, Paul. Right on. I appreciate you chatting, too. And I like these streams where it's us guys hanging out. Guys and gals. Don't get me wrong here. And a nice little quiet hangout stream. And they're great. There's no... This one come with a glow stick, too. This is a Lindy's glow spoon. Decent. That's how many? 3-pack of 1 glow stick on the back. And then there's a 3-pack in here too. Due to possible variation in glow stick lengths, we are adding an extra bag of correct glow sticks. Oh, so somewhere in quality control, when they were packed, then they just added these in there maybe. That's cool. Nice. I do want to drop this down with a big minnow on at some point somewhere. What are you reading? The regs are, I might even in this size of boat. Well, I think, yeah. Yeah, it might have been years ago, David. I looked up that it was a certain size. But yeah, no doubt that's been changed. And I wouldn't be surprised if they, you know, another comment. And that's a red with almost a chartreuse yellow. This might be a really good comment to use too. Yeah, I bought one thinking I didn't legally need one, but I thought it was a good ad to have in here, and it's just, you know, but no doubt we all, it's changed to where any boat with a gas motor may need one. Here's a good one for us, Sea-Doos. Wonder if Sea-Doos need a fire extinguisher legally. Probably, eh? Whoa, what was this doing down in here, guys? This has been in here for a long time. This brand is that? Wasp? Yeah, it's been in there a long time. Oh, what the heck? Look at that. The rubber is actually a rubber band holding it on there. I could peel all that up and just tie a bucktail on that. You know what I mean? And it's hard to see it close. Thanks for checking that out, guys. Thanks, David. And thanks, Steel City. And Garden. We're probably going to tie a bucktail on this winter at some point. Because if you look closely, there's just there's a rubber band there. We should almost pull it out of the package and look at it, but we'll do that another day when we tie a bucktail on it. And what size is it? Anyways. Oh! Whatever this company had actually teamed up with Eagle Claw, so it's an Eagle Claw hook. Wasp brand products. Fort Myers, Florida Garden. Will this come out of? Eagle Claw razor sharp hooks. Stainless steel wire forms. So I guess you could whip it in the ocean. Isn't that what that means? Living rubber skirts, which I think you can replace them, or it looks like it could just living durable chip resistant finish. Spinner baits feature nickel blades. Buzz baits feature aluminum blades. Well, that's a spinner bait. Cool. Whatever, right? Neat. Yeah, 6 meters, 14 footer. Am I right? Or is that 16? Am I wrong here? 6 meters, 6 times 3 point. Wait a minute. That's 18 foot, isn't it? Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Might be 20-foot boat. 20-foot boat. Because a meter is actually 3'6" or something, isn't it? 3 foot. Probably after 19 feet. Yeah, 19 footer. Yeah, that's what I thought. And, you know, every boat should have one. Anything with a gas motor. I mean, I bought that thinking I didn't legally need it, but that's it. We got some electrical tape. I picked up some Eagle Claw bottom bouncers. Never used them though, eh? Like, I think, you know, I'm going to throw a bait out on the river, have a worm harness, and have it bouncing the bottom, right? With the bottom bouncers. I don't know, have you guys used bottom bouncers? David, you ever use bottom bouncers? If you're there, David. I know sports is on, guys. Anybody want to give us an update on the Leaf game or the Jays game? What we got here? Warning. Cancer. Warning. What is this out of? Infused with scent and UV. These look really good. And they're... I think that's just the California warning on there. I mean, everything can potentially cause cancer, I think. I don't know that. I'm not a doctor. I don't know nothing about that stuff. But I think technically just about anything. Whoa, that smells good. Look at that little paddle tail. These are nice little clean, almost transparent, translucent, I guess we'll call them. You can almost see through them, but they have that chartreuse yellow. They're slimy. They smell good. They do. Never seen me fish plastics, right? Because I really don't fish them. Time I'll tip one on the back of... I used to. When I was younger, I fished a lot of small little crappie jigs. And they work great. I'd drop it down there and boom, a crappie would be on it. Seems right. What do we got here? Look at these tiny, tiny beads. I paid $1 for the whole bag of beads. But they're in with my fishing stuff. And they're tiny. Tiny, tiny beads. I obviously bought them for fishing. I mean, they're tiny. Like, these are floating steelhead beads or whatever they are. Just making a worm harness? Adding maybe, I don't know what I was thinking. I bought those, but... So probably after 19 feet, yeah. Yeah. Strike Pro. All right. People use these in that harbor. Deep water. Drop it down for those walleyes right now, this time of year, I think, right? No, you were telling me that, and some other guys were telling me that too. Or some other guys told me when I mentioned to you, you confirmed it, that you heard of people doing the same, and that's what they were using out there. I think that's how that went. Yeah, we'll call it 18 feet, yes. But 19 feet, yeah, probably, in the law. Good to know. Appreciate it so much. Here's another bottom bouncer. Now, this one I've tried. I've gotten chips and didn't catch a fish, bottom bouncing. What's up, Hammy? 5-1 Jays, top of the 7th. They're getting it. Nice. Nice. You figure they'll just take it Friday night, or will they do a game 7? I mean, I'm not saying that I'm sure they're going to plan on winning it, or both teams plan on winning, right, is the idea. You know, it's always hard for me because I know how much money's involved in every one of them games, you know. At game 7, you know, revenue-wise, if it goes to that game 7, it's like a ridiculous, like, numbers are just, you know, I'm not saying that they drag it to the seventh to make money or nothing like that. Nothing at all like that. I'm sure every team tries to win until they win. But in the event that even hockey games and hockey playoffs, you get to game 7, you know, if every series goes in 4 games, 4 games, 4 games, or if every series goes in 7 games, and 7 games, and 7 games, and I know that nothing's rigged and they just play hard and it's just the way it works out, right? Right? And but so much coin involved, right? So yeah, I'm not being weird. I'm just saying that no, I know teams focus on winning in 4 games if it's hockey or whatever. But as they are going on to more than 4 games, but it totally makes sense. That's the best thing ever. Best out of 7, or first 4 out of 7. Best out of 7, first 4 out of 7, or whatever. It's a great system. And it's worked for a lot of years, right? Not many times you lose 4 times in a row. I mean, some are sweeps, but wow. Yeah, I hope the Jays win. You guys know me, I'm not super into sports. This is the sport I'm into, I guess, fishing. I like it, and I respect it. And I do follow it a bit, but I do not sit down and watch sports on the end. I don't do pro line. I don't bet on sports. I don't talk sports at work. And stuff like that. So mind you, I'll wear a Blue Jays sweater or a Blue Jays t-shirt, and I'll support the Hamilton Ticats with their clothing, the local CFL team. I have to be honest, and I stopped supporting Maple Leaf memorabilia or like hats and shirts and whatever many years ago. What year was that? I don't know. They're beating Boston. They swept them pretty much, and I don't know what they were up. I forget now because I've let it leave my mind. But yeah. Oh, game 7. Oh, you think this series is going to go to game 7? Mm. Well, what I heard, it was going to be a tough challenge for the Blue Jays to beat the Dodgers. Everyone everywhere said, I don't know, I don't know. It's going to be a tough go for them. And I'm not following. I don't know their best players. I don't know enough about it even to speak on it. I know the 18 innings they went to. I think one person was late for work because of the Jays game, how long they were up at night. But 18 innings. It's like 2 games and 1. Game 7, eh? Yeah. I mean, yeah, and the cost of living just constantly goes up too, and I think it was a lot easier for people to go. I used to go to a preseason game every year for sure, and usually make it to now and then make it to a regular season game. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, I'd be invited to one and I wouldn't have to pay to go and stuff like that, but I did get out there and buying goods. It never hurts, yeah. Yeah, well, how many years has it been since I've been to the Leaf game? I think a hot dog and a beer cost me 26 or 28 bucks. I forget, but I know it was a lot. And I was like, man, that was an expensive hot dog and beer. This is going back, crap, might be 10 years ago. No. But yeah, I totally respect it. You look at the pressure these athletes go under, the teams, the organization involved, the traveling, the entertainment it provides. Which I don't know if you can call it entertainment. It is entertainment, but it's where you're watching a competition Definitely entertainment, I guess, eh? Hey, Karen. Almost wish I had some Windex and I just start soaking down the floor and clean the floor that way. What time is it? 10:35. 11, I got to shut it down, guys, because that's extra late. I got to start work at 6 a.m. That's my plan. Worst case scenario, 7 a.m. But if I can get there for 6, that's another hour of work and pay. So I'm kind of surprised it went live, but it's awesome to come on and we all get to say what's up to one another and enjoy each other's company. I'm not going to bed yet. There, all things country. There you are. Game 9. Not much. How are you? Good to see you. How you doing? Wait a minute. Did I just see an awesome shorty? Or she caught a nice night bass, I think it was. I might not have commented because I think I seen it throughout my work on one of my breaks. I'm pretty sure. Are you out, Rudy? I appreciate you, bro. You have a good night, Rudy, if you're going. I'm staying on for a little longer, Rudy. Not much longer, but... What time am I going to go to bed? Oh... Honestly, before I'm like, I go to sleep easy. If I get off here and... I should go to bed by 11, to tell you the truth, Rudy. To be extra responsible. I mean, I'm fine. Are you gonna soak minnow traps? Nice. Is that for fall fishing? I mean, you're not getting towards keeping stuff for ice season yet, are you? Or, wait a minute. Nice. Gonna soak the minnow traps? Yeah, and that'll be for open water for the next bit. Yeah, it's hard to say. You wouldn't get any safe ice until after the new year anyways, right? January 1st, pretty much. Guess it's always hard to say. ATC, you see what they're predicting for us for the winter forecast? Whether they're right or wrong, I don't know, but talking about a hard first half of the winter and then a mild second half. I don't think they can predict it, but I think it's going to get cold, man. I think there's already... You know a lot about that. Well, you know of the polar vortex. Everybody, I think, does. How it's always kind of up there swirling. As things get colder and colder, it starts swirling more, and that cold builds up towards fall, right? You start losing that sunlight, right? And then it breaks free. If something happens, it breaks free and pours on out of there. Well, the last year, it was starting to spin at a better time. This year, it's spinning, and it's cold, and it's already starting to release cold. You look at that, and it's like, no, we're going to get an ice season. I think we're going to get a good ice season, and it's going to be, I think, January 1st. Yeah, it sounds promising, but I think we're going to get off the ice earlier this year. If their forecast is correct, they're going by El Nino, they're going by the ocean temperatures. I watched the whole, there's a thing right now on the Weather Network on it, on the winter forecast. So that's everything I'm talking about. That's where I seen it. Nice. Yeah, cool. Yeah. No, that's cool. You could be eating worse than that. I'm having a juice box. We got I should say only 12 grams of sugar in here. It's a small drink, but it's better than a pop though, right? And I think we're looking at that. little better. I could be wrong, right? We could get no ice. We don't know. But I think we're on pace for a better year than we had last year even. And I know the world's warming up and everything else, but doesn't mean we're not going to get our ice seasons and stuff, right? Winter still happens. Polar vortex pushes out cold from that North Pole. I know that pole, the actual true north, is shifting towards Siberia and Siberia every year. So automatically we're going to get warmer if that's what's happening, right? But yeah, the world's been warming for quite some time, but we're still going to have winters. But, and then you hear about these people that talk about the every 7 years cycle. And if you look at 7 years back from last year, if you were ice fishing or doing any outdoor stuff, or even look at photos or anything you always hear about that stuff too, right? These, you can go back to, we broke a record this year for heat temperature. I don't know what day it was, but we broke a record from how was it, the 30s, 1936, for record heat or something like that. And then there's been stages where, like, you know, guys, you ever hear about that every 7 year cycle thing? Or, I mean, we never know what we're going to get. I mean, yeah, the world is warming up, but the sun's always still going to, unless that can change, the sun's going to be further away from us. We're going to get less sunlight, and we're going to get winter, colder weather. I think we're getting ice is all I think. Part of me, guys, being kind of silly. Yeah, we had decent ice last year, and I didn't do half of the ice fishing I should have and wanted to do. I don't know if it was financially. I think it was, more or less. Financial, pay to pay, bills to bills. And then, yeah, I think it was financial reasons why I didn't ice fish as much as I should have. Yeah, hopefully. Everybody check out the bass that ATC has caught recently. I don't know if that was just the other night or what, but I saw the short today. So what's up, guys? I might shut things down. Work comes early in the morning. November 31st, isn't it? We can fish for bass all in November, can't we? Oh no, that's a quick search. I'm pretty sure we're good till the end of November. Yeah, we're good. In our zone, and I think in all the Great Lakes zones, we're good till November 31st. That's why they open Paris back up November 31st too, eh? They figure the steelhead that whatever would maybe have a chance to get up there or spawn or whatever, or the browns or whatever. It's a sanctuary there right now. And it opens back up the 31st because what do you fish for there? It's either trout or bass, really. And those stone cats or whatever, suckers if you're lucky, but it's all rocky to soak bottom. Usually you're throwing lures there. So it's like, yeah, I gotta run to the can super quick, guys. Yeah, myself neither. Yeah, you won't commonly see me keep a bass. I mean, up north, I might keep one. They're so plentiful that way. They're kind of tasty. Nice cold water bass. I mean, it's good meat, but yeah, I commonly throw all the bass back Now, what I would love, and I've been wanting it for a while, is to keep a perch. I kept one rainbow trout this year out of all fish I caught. And I think maybe one or two other fish might not have made it throughout the year of fishing, maybe. I remember one sucker was, I don't know what was wrong with it. I caught the sucker. I was on live stream, I think at the Moose. I don't know, it had sores on it. It looked so rough. And it wasn't even out of the water long. And it's not like it was hook deep. That sucker just didn't want to take off after, you know? And I was like, what's up? Is this old age or what's up with this sucker? Maybe it lived in yeah, a lot of people do keep them. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people will get bass when they first open and they're still on the nest. Bass are a problem. You know, bass are a problem, actually, in some places. They're a problem in Alaska now. We can look it up. The most worried species in Alberta, you get to the Western Canada and into the north. That's why you get up to the Northern Ontario. There's some places where they're open all year round. Some places, with 12. Yeah. Yeah, brook trout. And they're, you know, there's big brook trout programs going on all over the place. I mean, I see the signs at fishing spots I go to. Especially in our area. Like, they're signing all over the... they're trying to... I don't know how they are, because they're not going to stock brook trout, but maybe help brook trout spawn from somewhere else and then release them in different places. They might do that. For bass? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe, yeah. I'm wondering what. We should look that up. Yeah, in BC, it was in the headlines. I saw it 2 years ago. Concerned with bass. Being they're an invasive species, believe it or not. They are. Apparently. Not invasive species. I shouldn't say that, but they don't want them going any places that they're not already. Northwise, Canada-wise, all that western Bow Rivers from there to every water body, from there northwest to Alaska. Bass are a big concern. And whether it has to do with the trout population and different waters like that. Waters are warming up. We all know that. Warmer summers are happening everywhere, I'd say. I don't know. We should do a study on that. And we pound a bunch of information together. They work out. Those are pretty good streams where you pick a topic, green screen things. I don't know. We should do some of that because that's educational for all of us. There's constantly more information and stuff like that and concerns coming out. This stuff I seen on the bass I'm talking about up Alaska way was 2 years ago. They're definitely good topics that I'm into, and a lot of you guys seem to be, Paul's Way, interesting. All things. Steel City. Right, guys? Like, that's... Karen? You guys have tons of bass down your way, right? Karen Bass or... What did Karen ask? ATC. Eat bass? A lot of people eat bass. They're a mild fish. They're a good fish. You get them not all wormy and parasited and whatever, but... Yeah. And it always seems like, yeah, it's good to release the bass. I think especially for us, we keep something. We keep a walleye or a pike, or because a lot of people will keep a bass. I don't know how many. If we could count in, so Lake Erie, Long Point Bay, when they have a sanctuary and it opens on the fourth Saturday in June, and come the opener, there's still bass always still on the nest. And these are people that aren't everyday anglers. They go out for bass opener, or they go out for here and there, and everybody's a pro angler. And of course, throw a lure across a bass nest, they're hitting it. They're hitting it. That's what they're going to do. So many bass get pulled off nests every year, and they're not an invasive species for the Great Lakes. They're a great sport fish. They're growing in huge, like, they're large. They're some of these smallmouth in the Great Lakes, St. Lawrence River, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, massive largemouth. I don't know about the smallmouth population, but massive largemouth in Lake Ontario. But you got the St. Lawrence and Lake Erie, I think, are going to have the largest smallmouth. I could be wrong, but I'm going to say Lake Erie was the last recorded record, but that was stateside, I think. Last year, isn't the new largest bass caught out of Lake Erie now? Smallmouth? For smallmouth, like smallmouth bass are, what are they, more colder water. A lot of smallmouth, we don't get a lot of smallmouth down in the southern states. It's all largemouth, right? Warmer water species. What Steel City got going on there? I missed something he said. Perch is my new favorite. Oh, it was your first catch. Yeah. Perch are my favorite. Once they get to 12 or 13 inches or 12 inches, 11, even an 11 and a half inch perch, good enough. Let's go. 11-inch perch, I'll keep 11 and up, I guess. Yeah, I seen those. You did catch some good ones. Yeah. Yeah, those were good Lake Ontario perch. Yeah. Was about 10? Yeah. I seen if it's the one you posted, I seen that. Well, you even kept a 10-inch one before. But they're concerned about the perch numbers, like the yellow perch numbers a little bit. Yeah. Now they're saying, like, they've stopped a lot of fertilizers that are going into Lake Erie from all the farm state side. Now they're saying the fertilizers helped a lot of weed growth at the same time. I remember they were talking about the blue-green algae. Big cause of that is farmers runoff, fertilizers and stuff like that's what they were assuming. Or I don't know if that was researched or proven. But I think it was. But at the same time, like the perch numbers, like gobies have knocked down perch numbers because before where all these gobies were back in the day, as I remember, whether it's Pier 7 or any pier along Lake Erie when I was a kid, we'd drop down and we'd catch little perch like they were gobies. Like it wouldn't be a goby. You'd get one right away, but it'd be a small perch, whether that season fry or whatever. Now it's these gobies. Fish are eating the gobies and all that. I mean, environments change, I guess. Stuff comes into our waters from other places and stuff. But yellow perch, man, they're I don't want to see their numbers. I like it like that. I like that there's a lot of yellow perch. Now we have white perch. White perch weren't always there. They weren't always there. So now they're in the same areas or same waters as the yellow perch, and they're kind of considered that same schooling around kind of fish. I don't know. I'm concerned with yellow perch. Yeah, they're a beautiful fish. They're an awesome eating fish. Though they're saying our perch numbers are dropping in Lake Erie a little bit because there's less weed growth. And in the spawn, and you can't blame common carp. You can't blame nothing. You can't blame any of that on that. There's no, and then they're not even blaming that. They're saying they feel lack of fertilizers now getting in there, less weed growth, so less fry surviving, more or less, of the spawn. All these, they spawn eggs, the fry hatch, they attach to all these weeds. They're in the weeds, they're attached to them. Well, if the weed beds are only half of what they were before, yeah, you're going to have half the fry that were stuck onto those. So that totally makes sense to me. And they're saying the growth is from, they rerouted less fertilizers getting into the Great Lakes system. On Ohio, when all that area, right, used to provide a lot of just creek farm runoff, boom, and it'd be all fertilizers heading into Lake Erie there. But the walleye spawns are just astronomical year after year. Can they get any better? Could you get any more walleye to produce in Lake Erie, say? Like, it's just, or like Lake Erie to the Detroit River up into Lake Sinclair. And I think that's the best perch, yellow perch population still, like for Southern Ontario and Great Lakes, I think. But what's up there, Flunky? How you doing? Welcome back. You've been here before. And we're just talking fishing. But I'd like to see, obviously, the sturgeon numbers constantly grow. I mean, they're still doing commercial fishing. I know a sturgeon was caught on Port Dover Pier. There's a lot of commercial fishing that happens in Lake Erie. So even as the population grows, well, what happens when a sturgeon gets caught in one of those nets now? Now they should do it as if, because that's why they were slaughtering years back. Every sturgeon caught was slaughtered from commercial fishing, and they ripped the nets over. But maybe that was back in a time where, you know, they had to get those nets out of their own pocket. I mean, the government can afford to replace these nets from the sturgeon and keeps and whatever, I would say. But for those massive walleye numbers, you figure it's the emerald shiners and bait fish and everything else, yeah? Well, most of the Lake Erie spawn, I mean, they spawn all over, but most of the Lake Erie spawn is that Toledo area. And I think that's all weed beds, is it not? Too. Like, I don't know, isn't Toledo shallow basin? Not rocky, right? Am I wrong? Toledo area, the heart of the original walleye project. It's a project. All those walleye, technically, you can't call them stocked fish, but they were helped. That was a program years ago. Michigan, the state of Michigan had a big part in it. I've looked at, I've read a bit of stuff on this for the walleye in Germany. Flunky, right on. Do you? Probably big river systems, maybe deep spots that go into a deep lake, maybe where you'd find your sturgeon there, maybe. Yeah, they were definitely stocked originally. Yeah, and now right. The program, and it's just taken it. I mean, it's just every year. I mean, now it's, but we're getting all them walleye. There's less perch. There's less jumbo perch numbers being surviving or being park narc. Nice. Yeah, right on, park narc. Sweet, dude. Yeah. So I want to see the yellow perch continue being the yellow perch. Do I want to see blue-green algae across the Great Lakes? No. But the blue-green algae, we got it in the fall here. I think ATC was in a live stream. That was a month or what was it? How long ago was it? We were talking about blue-green algae where we were expecting a bloom. We did get that bloom a week or two after. But I seen that blue-green algae up in my creeks. But again, all them creeks, they run through farms. They start off at a spring, slowly run through farm field and farm field and farm field. So it's almost not spring water anymore at that point when it runs across so many farm field lands or whatever. But yeah, it was everywhere, the blue-green algae. We had a milder year of it this year for sure, and I think it was because we had lack of rain, which lack of natural runoff from where? Odds are farm fields, odds are farmlands and fertilizers and etc. Right? Possibility. Did we not have the driest summer that we've had? And I think everywhere did. Whether you're down south, east, west, was there one spot in the states, central states, they had flooding earlier in the year, I think. But I think all the way across the board, from the western, north, south, drought has been more. We've had less rain this summer than I can remember in a super long time. I, I don't. Do you guys feel that way too? It's facts, right? We didn't. We had pretty much a drought year. And sometimes I think there's no happy medium when we're talking water levels, either too low, too high. You know, it's hard. I think that for us anglers, when we're talking water depth, like it's either, I don't know. We don't seem to get that happy medium for a good while this year. Yeah, well, that's funny too. Where I'm at, we had a fire ban for a short period of time. Lots of the rest of Ontario did. But even up towards like North Bay and stuff, they didn't have, I don't know. I think they got enough freak storms that came from the northwest this year with the heat and humidity. I mean, at West burnt where Seachester is and all that burned all year long. But initially in Ontario, there was forest fires. But like that North Bay band and down, it was not much in a fire ban this year. And I think up there, just because they had enough freak storms come through, tornadoes. I don't know. I think was that a record for tornadoes up there this year? I think so. I think so. But I'm surprised, Karen, that we didn't have a fire ban in all of Ontario all season long. We just didn't. It was weird. World wants corn. The world wants corn. Hmm. Yeah, and I guess agriculturally, yeah, these creeks and stuff that I'm talking about, and I got around here, is I would imagine the farmers were pulling from those creeks this year to water the crops. Hey, how's it going, squirrels? How you doing? Time we got 11:05, so you're long off work. You would have got off at 9, right? Thanks for coming in, bud. So Louisiana had a burn ban day. And where I'm at, we had it for like a couple weeks. 11:05. What you up to, squirrels? How was your day? Tomorrow's Thursday. Got off at 9 p.m. Nice. How's work? How's things going? Pretty steady? Steady enough, I bet, for what you do, squirrels. I'd imagine it's really, even if there is a tough moment. I mean, I think that's something that always just kind of stays busy enough. There's always wheeling and dealing going on, right? And then you do your job in between all that. Was it slow today? You know, I guess sometimes slow days are good. Well, I like to keep busy, and I get it. You probably kept busy doing other stuff and everything else if your initial workload was slow. But I'm at the age where slow days can kind of be all right too. Probably you're the same. You take the slow day, fine, right? Still had work, you still got paid. Awesome. I used to love as fast as days and hardworking as days as possible. And I think I'm just growing out of that slowly. I'm in my 40s now, right? But I used to just be balls to the walls. I wasn't happy unless I could work real hard, you know? I don't know why, but yeah, you keep your, I know you do. We've chatted about that stuff before too, squirrels. I bet you keep busy. You going live, squirrels? 11 o'clock. You don't work until, you don't go in until noon tomorrow, am I right? ATC's putting out his minnow traps tomorrow. Steel City's working. Paul's Way. See what he's up to. It's getting cold here, guys. It is. You know, last year right now it dropped down to where it is now. I've had frost, mild frost this morning. Pretty much had frost every day. In some, I mean, I think it still only said it was 3, but I still had some for a check test ray. Yeah, I feel for you, Paul. Everybody, shout out to Paul's Way. As you guys know, he's a good buddy and been in the chat and been hanging out with the community and all of us for quite some time. Since the beginning, really, of live streams and all that. He's going for a chest x-ray. Not good. So everybody put, you know, best wishes and prayers for Paul, if you don't mind. You don't have to put it in the chat, but sometime tonight, if you want to just take an extra thought for Paul, and right? And he can explain more if he wants. It's up to him. But if you guys don't mind, he's been a great guy. He is a great guy, and you know, yeah, no worries, Paul. Yeah, you're gonna be live Friday and Saturday, squirrels. Nice. Maybe Friday. Huh. Maybe Friday. I might go live, but I know you'll go live probably a little later than me. I'll do my best to stop by, of course, squirrels, hang out. For you, for a week. Yeah, so you're always a couple of degrees cold. You're just a little further north than me. But yeah, yeah. I think the coldest I've seen it on my truck is -3 so far. That's on my truck. And it's weird, like my truck will say, okay, last night or last Friday. Last Friday was I at the river. Last time I was out the river. Yeah, last Friday I went and did a quick Caledonia live there at the dam and then went in. But when I got to the reserve for gas, there's a temperature there. My truck said it was like 5, I think, still, but it said it was, say it was -1 there on their sign. So I don't know how that all works out, but yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah. Yeah, he can explain more, but things continue on. We're going to have to look at a GoFundMe for Paul's Way, I think. We're going to see, though. No, I'm not trying to we'll see. I hope. Let's everybody just for now. Let's say a prayer for Paul's way, and we don't. Yeah. Um, wish him good luck with health and all that, and that goes for everybody in here. And we all wish each other great health and everything else. You know. Yeah. You're in the 50s, so yeah, squirrels. You're getting down there. Been windy. Yeah. Yeah. 50s. It's similar to us in the daytime, I think. I'm not watching the weather enough, I guess, but I think we didn't see. I don't think we got warmer than 8 Celsius today. Could be wrong. I don't. I haven't. I checked the weather for. I didn't even check the weather because I was talking to Steel City there, and he actually ended up checking the weather, and then filled me in on it a bit for like wind and rain or for rain. And I didn't end up getting over to check the weather myself. You're gonna be busy till Tuesday. Yeah, nice. Or so you're getting a deer? I don't know if you tie baits or not, but if you're doing nothing with that bucktail, no, keep it as a keepsake, even if you end up with it. I try to always tie with like processed stuff from the store too. I got given to me. The tackle shop had someone drop off some deer hide and a few bucktails and stuff, and they hooked me up with a few. What is it, bow season though? That's bow season till what, November 5th, ATC? I don't know what your zone is and how it works where you're at, but I don't think it opens in this zone tomorrow. Your zone, it might. I don't know. Am I wrong? Is November 5th it opens here for bow and then doesn't open until. I could be totally wrong. I don't know. I'm not. You're up to date on your regs, but I think we're in a different hunting zone. And I'm not hunting anyways right now. I'd love to though. My case is if I had a deer tag and I went and got a deer, I'd have to pay a butcher, have all that organized. I live in a condo townhome here. There's no hanging no deer out the back. There's no. It's not gonna. No, I don't have any buddies where I could, uh, whatever. And I don't know. Am I wrong, or do they make us? Do they prefer us to have a butcher and get them to stamp our meat? Am I wrong? For 1st of November every year. Oh, okay. So it's just the early. Okay, bow season. Oh, okay. For rifle? My bad. That's probably exactly it, ATC. You know what? I think I was recently talking to somebody that isn't up to date on their regs, and I think they were. I could be wrong. There was a recent conversation I had about deer. I could have swore that I was told. I don't know. I don't even remember who told me that it was bow season first. And I always thought it was rifle season, like you said, because I got a family member that has a birthday in November, like the first couple days of November. And their dad, when they were born, was hunting or schedule. Anyways, so I know that rifle season is right there around that bite. So that totally makes sense for what you're saying there. And obviously you know your regs. And for most places for rifle, yeah, probably is here. Probably the same. I'd love to do that. I know Steel City wants to take that course. Again, financially, I didn't take the course last year. Over the last winter, it's financially. I couldn't afford it. It's, I think, pretty much we're looking at 6 bills. And I think my lady has to have a Saturday off work for me to pull it off. Because it's a weekend course thing. It's got to happen. I got to figure it out. I'm trying to work more hours and whatever. And whatever. Yeah. So hopefully, maybe in February, I can take that. I think in February, I might be able to pull it off, that hunt and safety course. And that's the PAL all-in-one. And then some people I've heard have waited 10 months for the PAL to be processed through the RCMP and stuff or something like that. 10 months or something, I heard. Some people have waited up to. I had a family member that got theirs not last year, the winter before. I think they waited 6 months. I don't even think these people had a speeding ticket on their record. Speeding ticket, anything, nothing. Nothing even to be concerned or questioned about. No health, no incidents at all that could be looked at. And it still took 6 months for them to get their PAL after completing the course. And it's just a process, and but they got it eventually. And what they did is they bugged them. I think they emailed them a copy. They said, yeah, no, you're good. They emailed them a copy because they couldn't purchase a gun. They couldn't purchase a gun until they had it, right? So there was a gun on sale they wanted to buy, and they knew they had their PAL already, and they knew they didn't have a criminal record. Nothing that was going to be any question to affect them getting it. There was a big sale, and they had their gun picked out, first gun they wanted to buy. And so I think they reached out somehow. It's like, where's my PAL? Where's my PAL? And somehow they said, no, it's ready. They sent it by something. I don't know. It didn't make sense. I'm going to have to ask the story again because it's a good story. And then I can relay it correctly if I'm wrong on it a bit. But yeah, they put a push on. They said, no, it is ready. So then they got it by email. And then they took the email copy and proved they had their PAL. And they were able to buy a gun. Oh, yeah. No. I think that if you just keep that put away and you obviously have your that license, right? Which they still offer that course, don't they? Don't they still offer that course? Am I right? Or what is it? Paul's Way. Yeah. I just don't know the actual fine name of that extra concealed. What is it? Um, huh. Yeah. No, exactly. So I recommend everybody to take it if they can, so they have it if it's offered. Deer is good eating. Yeah, Karen, for sure. I used to get it for free. I can't get it for free because they sold their farm. Restricted class R pal. There we go. My bad. And you said it the same. The R pal. Restricted class R pal. Yeah. Restricted license. Yeah. Yeah. So we which is all cornfields in behind their place. So I used to get deer every year, but they moved away. They moved to, you know where they moved? They sold their farm and they moved to Bay of Fundy. So I have a place to go in the Bay of Fundy. Two different places, actually. My girlfriend's good friend she worked with for a lot of years. Again, I used to get deer every year. And it'd just be like, just let me know when he wants some more. So I'd mention it to her. I'd be like, hey, you want to mention deer? Mention it. The very next shift. Boom. Here you go. Roast, steak. Do. Boom. Because they own the property and hunters wanted to hunt on their property. They made a deal that, sure, go ahead. You can pull out a couple of deer or whatever, you and your buddies. And then they'd hook them up. they'd hook them up with freezer, like they'd hook them up. So they always had an abundance of deer meat. Are you having a black bear season? Yeah. No, population growing? I guess it would be, right? Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Be right back. We'll stay going a couple more minutes. Yeah, they had, I think they brought back out the spring hunt. They used to have a spring in. I'll be right back, though. Bear, you got to be careful cooking it. It's got to be cooked extra, extra right. And I had a bear roast before, and it was pretty much the best thing I ever ate. But it was cooked like bear. You got to be careful with. You can't forget this blow dryer down in here. This has got to go back up. My daughter needs this first thing in the morning. This is hers. We have another one, but I asked my spouse where it was. She wasn't too sure, and I was like, "Well, I know my daughter has one." That worked well though. Yeah, no, it's good eating, but it's got to be cooked. Bears are full of worms, very wormy. They're um, yeah, like very wormy animal, very wormy meat. So good meat. Don't get me wrong. You got to cook it right. You got to draw out you use like tomatoes in your roast and stuff like that. And those acids work, and they draw out a lot of wild and a lot of things. Okay. No, you're right on that ATC because some cuts I got from that for free were better than others. And I totally agree with you. And I even thought that first time I got it, it was like melting in my mouth. Cooked it the same way every time I had it. No matter what she sent me, whether it was a roast, a steak, however she'd have it labeled up, I'd cook it the same way in a slow cooker every time. Exact same. Using the tomatoes but yeah, it was every time it was slightly different. It tasted fine, it was good. Very dense meat. All of it was dense except the first time, I think. But yeah, I could see that ATC. Yeah. 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 Yeah, no, and no matter what she sent me, whatever she had labeled is that's how I cooked it. I miss it. I need a little more, I think now, but again, she's gone. Because I said it to she goes, "Oh no, they moved. They're in the Bay of Fundy now." I'm like, "Oh, okay." That's why I haven't heard of her or whatever. I'm like, "Oh," she goes, "Well, we got a place to go in the Bay of Fundy." She'll communicate with her online still, right? Stuff like that. So, but a lot of people do that. Seems a lot of people from Ontario are retiring in that area out east. Well, guys, we're 11:30. I better go. I got to be at work in only so many hours. I'm going to get to sleep and get her done. I appreciate everyone hanging out. We actually went for 2.5 hours pretty much here. In 3 minutes, I think that's 2.5 hours. I think. No, we're 2.5 hours already. I will be. I will be. I definitely will be. You got me packed off just right, ATC. I'm going to be working till noon the day of my funeral as long as my health and body allows me to. I think even as take my legs away and I'm going to work. I'm not going to have a choice. I take anything away, I'm going to have to work. But I guess I've not been throwing those kind of cards yet where I can't go to work. I mean, I've had a sore back for a couple years before, but no, you're right. I'm going to work till noon the day of my funeral. Yeah, I appreciate you, Karen. Steel City, Paul's Way. Thanks, bro. Again, extra special best wishes for Paul. Stuff he's got going on there. All right, if you guys don't mind. Yeah. Oh, you'll be working till noon the day of your funeral. Is that what that arrow is, ATC? Yeah, same here. You're not alone. Yeah. Right on, Paul. I'm glad I went live and glad we all got in here and did some hanging out. And it's awesome. Nice, quiet live stream, guys. Perfect. It's the way we like them. All's welcome, of course. We weren't doing too much exciting stuff besides hanging out, and I think we got into some good conversations. All right, guys. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day tomorrow. Thursday, might see you guys tomorrow. I would imagine after work or something. You know what? Tomorrow after work. Might get a fish tomorrow after work. We'll see. Maybe a quick live for creek pike. We'll see what happens. We got that time change coming on Sunday. We better go for creek pike tomorrow after work, I think. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out.